everyone, I'm back, Mrs. B. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a while, hasn't it? So it's, I don't know what day it is, it's the 14th of April 2020 and we are in lockdown like the rest of the world at the moment. Can't quite believe this situation has occurred, although quite frankly we should believe it. I think if you now analyse everything, the way we live our lives, etc., it was kind of bound to happen really, wasn't it? But it's a tragic situation. I'm very aware that there's a lot of tragedy and people are losing their lives, people are losing their loved ones. So there's nothing like a bit of a reboot to put everything into perspective. But I hope you're all okay, and I hope you're all keeping safe. I have been working from home for the last couple of weeks, but this week my firm is on sort of closed down for the Easter break, although I am intermittently working because there continues to be a demand. I'm certainly not a key worker. I'm not going to hold myself out to be that, but obviously the area of work that I do, family law, still involves need, people who have a need, a situation that they want some closure to, and so the judicial system is trying to manage all of that, putting priority quite rightly to children and domestic violence matters. I don't really deal with much of that. I deal with divorces and finances. So the kind of work I'm doing is kind of getting pushed back, and obviously is having its own impacts and bringing its own challenges to the people involved. But fortunately, the practitioners that I'm currently working, I'm not going to say against, but with, we're all cooperating and trying to manage this unprecedented situation as best as we can. But anyway, the reason that what prompted me to come on to my YouTube channel was not any of that, although it's a good enough reason, is because I got onto the scales this morning. That's my, oh my goodness, look. And I've put on 8 pounds from sort of when I last checked. So, and I feel it, I feel bulky. To just give you a bit of a recap, I have long spoken about wanting to do more swimming. And I'm pleased to say that I, as of January of this year, joined a gym, a club, a health club, and have been, I got into a routine of going swimming 3 times a week, and I was loving it. I was feeling the benefits of it. I also did a few aqua aerobic classes. I did a few other classes at the gym. Although I have to say, I'm not a gym girl, probably tell. But I have loved the swimming part of it, and I've loved the routine of it and the structure of it and the benefits that I've felt in myself. And felt like I was getting into a nice routine. I felt like my body was benefiting and all of that. So I'm absolutely horrified to now be in a situation where obviously I can't do any of that. And I'm not really a walker because of my knee problem, etc. So yeah, I'm sort of stockpiling here in terms of eating and not doing very much at all. So just figured that I need to do something. I know what I should be doing. So this morning I thought I'll get physical. So I'm going to find some sort of YouTube exercise routine and do some of that. And I'm going to start watching what I'm eating. And that's what today is about. It's about getting motivated. I have been motivated in the sense of I haven't been sluggish around the house. I've been busy. I think my work routine has helped. You know, I'm finding different things to do in the house. I'm not sort of sitting there just looking at YouTube. But I think I need a physical routine because I think that's what's gone. So I am planning now to start to step up literally what I do physically. So I'm going to do a routine every day if I can. And I'm going to watch what I'm eating. I'm going to sort of go back to some of the Slimming World habits that I learned, and just start to hopefully push back that weight, because I certainly don't want to continue to pile it on. We don't know how long we're going to be in this situation, and we just have to sort of get on with our lives the best as we can. It's not an excuse, is it? So yeah. So there'll be a few clips of that and a little bit of things that I'm doing during the day, just as a sort of intro back to the world of YouTube. Hope you're all well. If you haven't already, please do like, comment, positive comments. Be kind, people. And subscribe to the channel, and there's a bell that you can press to get notifications of when I may post again, which I have to say it's not very often, so you won't get bothered much, but if you're inclined, that would be very kind. So anyway, take care guys, bye. So I've put into YouTube beginners morning workout, and I've decided to go for this one. It's the 30-minute fat burning home workout for beginners. Low impact. And it's by Body Project. Half an hour routine, so we'll see how we get on with that. Here we go. I'm saying all the things that I know you like, making conversation. I gotta handle you just right. You know what I mean. I took you to an intimate restaurant, then to a suggestive movie. There's nothing left to talk about. Let's sit horizontally. Let's get physical, physical. I wanna get physical. Let's get into physical. Let me hear your body talk. Your body talk. Let me hear your body talk. Let's get physical, physical. I wanna get physical. Let's get into physical. Let me hear your body talk. Your body talk. Let me hear your body talk. Your body talk. So I'm not gonna lie, I felt that. But I think you just got to keep going every day, and hopefully it will get easier. It's time for breakfast. I think I might have something small to eat before a workout though, because I suffer with a bit of low blood sugar, and yeah, I feel like, oh, I need to eat. So I've done a little bit of scrambled egg. So I'm going to have that. And I've also done some mushrooms and tomatoes, and I've just put a bit of salt and black pepper and sprayed it with some light olive oil spray thing. And I'm also going to have some fruit and a coffee, and I'm going to sit outside. The sun is out, it's a little bit chilly still, but it's nice to just sit outside and chill, isn't it? Not chill as in freeze yourself, but chill as in relax after that little workout. So it is nice to sit out in the garden and have some breakfast. I feel like I've deserved this, I've worked for it. But also, I haven't succumbed to a routine of what I shouldn't be having. I know I've done this before, so I can do it again. I don't think that's a very appropriate cup, do you? Anyway, it's nice to sit out, isn't it? And if one thing, a bonus that's come from this whole lockdown situation, is how quiet it is. You can hear nature. Always have to look on the brighter side of things. keep ourselves positive and motivated. I've also found that each day I try and think of someone else. Like, if I know someone's on their own or got some sort of problem, difficulty, I've tried to reach out. So even if it's just a text or a phone call, and you can also still get gifts delivered to people. And Zoom is a wonderful thing, isn't it? Whoever thought that we could actually interact like this? So I've had, work-wise, I've had a number of meetings by Zoom video conferencing now. I've also got hearings set up in that way. And I've also had interaction with my friends, and I've also had a family quiz night via Zoom. And this Friday coming, I've got a Zoom night with some friends where we're having some drinks together and some food, not together but interactively. So a virtual night. So it's just about being creative, isn't it? Sort of not thinking too much about yourself and just trying to think about others. Yeah, it's all good. Just going to sit here for a bit. So I'm going to go and do some work now. I've got some music in the background. I find that's quite nice to have. I quite like working from home. You will know, those who've watched me before, that I have a Flexi Wednesday. So I have sort of worked from home before anyway. And obviously in this current situation, excuse me, I'm just setting everything up. We're working from home permanently. So I've set it up really quite well, or my office has. So completely working remotely. It's like this office is like a greenhouse. Because all the sun beats in the morning. So yeah, and what was I saying? Can't remember. Oh yeah, so obviously now I'm working more, but I think going forward, I think if anything what this has shown is that we can work from home more often. And certainly the kind of work I do, it's possible because I'm very much office based. And as long as I can function, then it's all good, isn't it? I've managed to convert my garage into an office a couple of years ago now. And so it's a bit of a godsend, because I think one of the tips I would give for working from home is to have a dedicated space. It's all good and well working around your dining table, and I appreciate that some people may not have much of a choice in that regard, but if you can set aside a specific room as your study and office, I think it does work much better. You can kind of shut the door and leave it, because you have to be quite disciplined to work from home. In terms of you can overwork, which sounds quite ironic because you're thinking, well, I'm home, nobody's monitoring. But the reality is you can kind of get a little bit engrossed, and it's quite difficult to escape. So, you know, obviously this is your home, this is your haven. And there needs to be a distinction between your work and your home life. So to define that in the home can be quite challenging. So I find having a dedicated workspace works. And a room in particular, because as I say, you can shut it off. And also I think you have to be quite structured with regard to your routine. So obviously you don't have to sort of get up at a specific time or anything like that. Personally, I've worked that if I like starting early if I can. So if I can get up early and I can start early, then I will. But then if you're starting at, say, 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, you don't want to obviously be still working at 8 o'clock at night, because you're really going to do yourself in. So, and also, you know, have a proper routine in terms of doing things that you want to do. So if you've got an exercise routine, like if, you know, when all of this is finished, I'm aware that my health club has early morning swimming sessions, aqua aerobics, which, you know, I can go to and then come back home to work, because I don't have to think about getting my face on or anything like that, which can kind of, well, certainly in the past has stopped me from doing anything like that, because I'm just like, well, I ain't got time to go swimming and then get my face and hair on and all my clothes for work. But if you can just put your trackers on and come home, it can work, and then you just slide right back into your office and get on with it. But also stopping for lunch and having a proper break, and then, you know, making sure that you stop at a reasonable time at the end of the day, and being flexible. So if you start early, finish early, things like that. So yeah, so I think going forward it's going to be a way of working. I think it's good for the environment. There's less of us on the road, there's less of us moving around on public transport. The demands are going to go down, so bring it on. So I've got tons to do, so I'm going to get on with it. Catch you later. Okay, so it's after 4, 4:15. Just finished working. I'm tired. Had a stack of emails and stuff to do. So I'm going to chill out now. Well, I say chill out. I'm going to start dinner. I think I might just do some sort of stir fry. So it's vegetables and stuff. And I've got some no chicken thing, a vegan thing. I actually tried this vegan lark. Yeah. I used to dismiss it, but actually it's okay. I still eat meat when I want to, so I'm not religious about it. But I think it's a good thing to sort of introduce to your diet. Anyway, I'm going to go. So I think I might just try and do this maybe on a weekly sort of slot, maybe. We'll see. Because it's just another thing to do. And another way of perhaps just doing something in the day, isn't it? So I'll perhaps try and collect some interesting clips over the week, if there are any, and see how the exercise routine and trying to go back into the Slimming World routine progresses, and we can see how, if any, weight loss occurs. So until then, we own it, we control it. You know how it goes, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for watching. I hope I haven't been too boring. Till next time. Bye.